Okay, welcome back to episode 6 of programming or coding in C++ with Andy, with basics, whatever you want to call it. Today we'll be going over arrays. So what is an array? Array is kind of like a list of items. It's also just another data type, and it can be any data type. So it can be characters, it can be a string, it can be a bool, it can be a float. However, it can only store things of that data type. So you can only store integers, you can only store floats, you can only store strings. How do we create an array? Well, first off, to declare an array, we have to put the type plus the name of the array with square brackets. And then here, we put the size of the array. So my array is going to be 6. Now, we can go ahead and actually we're going to set it to 3. The way we give values to this array or to this list is we use the copy assignment operator and the curly brackets, and then now we can give them values. So in this list that's of size 3, we have 3 values now. Things to note. 1, you can create an array with no size or no specified size at the beginning, and then this array will take on the size of however many elements or how many things are in the array. So for example, if we make this 5, now C++ will know that this list or this array is now size 5. Now, how do we add values to the array? Well, you can initialize it at first with values, but for example, say we wanted to access or change or print one of these. How we would do this is, the best way to show this is cout, so my array, and then in programming, there is something called an index position when it comes to lists and arrays. So the index position is the position of the element. So you would probably first assume that like this is position 1, this is position 2, this is position 3, but you'd be wrong. The index position actually starts counting from 0. So where our 1 here is, would actually be position 0. Maybe I'll make it a little clearer. So it would actually be 0, 1, 2 for our position. So if we wanted to see out the 2, we would say position 1. We want to print that. We can also use this to create or to change values within the array. So for example, if I wanted to say that my array, and then let's say position 2, I no longer want it to be, or position 1, I no longer want it to be 2. Well, I could just say position 1 is now equal to 10. And if we go ahead and see out my array at position 1 now, including our new line characters, now we can see that it's actually changed from 2 to 10. This is how we access array elements. You can also create an array and leave certain spots open. So for example, let's create another array and we'll give it a size of 5, right? Now, a common mistake you'll make when you're making an array is think that this is kind of like the index positioning. So you'll think that this is actually 6. It's not. It's 5. There's only 5 spots. But we can leave some of these spots open. So, for example, we can put in only 3 positions, and it won't give us an error. And we can even access these positions. So let's say position 0. Go ahead and run that. And it's going to give us position 0. But what do you think is in the other 2 positions? Well, we'll go ahead and check. So open array 3 will be our 4th spot. And it'll actually print out 0. So the missing position is 0. Okay, things to take note of. You can access and change the elements in an omitted size array, just like this. However, you cannot give it any more size. So if you wanted to add something to the end of this list, you would have to physically add it in. But for example, for this one, we can access the 4th and 5th spots, right? So we can go ahead and change that to 4. And now if we go ahead and print this out, this 3rd spot now is actually going to be 4 instead of 0. We can actually do that because we allocated space beforehand. For this, we would have to manually put it in. You don't have to give it a value right away when you initialize. You can just declare the array. However, it will be kind of annoying because they make it very easy to give it values at the very start, but then after that you have to give it a value one by one using indexing. You can't actually print yet. We'll go over printing with while loops and for loops in the next episode. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about arrays. Okay, question 1, create an array with the size of 4 and put whatever you want in it. So let's go ahead and create an, you know what, let's change it up. Let's do char. We'll call it monkeys. And then we'll make it with the size of 4. And then we'll add the following characters: M, O, N, and K. This is an array with 4 size and whatever we wanted. Access the array you created before and change the 3rd position to something else. So we can go ahead and take monkeys and the 3rd position. So 0, 1, 2, 3. I guess you could interpret this in 2 different ways. So we'll just say the index position 3, which is actually going to be K, right? And then we'll change it to E. And then create an array with no predefined size. So we'll say integer monkey, no size, and put 3 integers into it: 10, 100, 1000. There you go. Those are the 3 answers for today. Pretty easy questions. Thank you for watching.